welcome to my channel. Let's see what we should do. Let's do fire. So we'll do Aries. Let me write this down. So let's do Aries, and let's see. I'm a little under the weather. I went to a pilgrimage, 10-day pilgrimage, and I'm back. That's why I haven't uploaded. So thank you for your patience. And remember that if you like the way I read, I would most definitely, be eternally grateful to you if you were to help me grow my channel. I think our next milestone is 3,000. You'll help me get to 2,000. And then, of course, my YouTube is really struggling at like 1,600. I haven't been able to move from there. 5,106. I can't remember. But it's nothing, okay? So if you could help me out with that. And then thank you for your patience. And then I'm kind of hoarse. Not a horse. But anyway, so thank you so much. Let's do your fortune cookie. And we have here, today you'll discover a funny new hobby. That'd be great. And so I have here 50, 14, 31, 53, 26, and 11. I want to try that, that Oriental, I think the Crazy Asians movie that comes out. I forget what it is. Young something. So I'm going to try to do that. I've always wanted to. I've been looking for like card games, But there's groups here that they said they were full, so they didn't let me get anyway. So get a new hobby. So this is like Pac-Man, and I sort of thought that this was Pac-Man, and I was going to get Pac-Man. So this is Jera Earth. So J is significant. Jacob, Jen, Jelly, Jason, Jenny, Gerardo, which is G, but it's not J. Cycles, right action, so moving. And this is Jera and Earth, so lots of stability. This is Pac-Man, so maybe playing a hobby as well, or eating up, right? And I saw some Pac-Man earrings yesterday, or today, because I was sick and I went to the doctor. So give me a minute. Let me check with chat and see what Pac-Man means, because that's really weird. You might also be like someone from the 80s. Pac-Man, spiritual meaning. Let's see what they come up with. Chat says that this is a fun and deep question. It has actually has some surprisingly rich symbolic interpretations when viewed spiritually and metaphorically. Here are a few possible meanings people ascribe to Pac-Man and spiritual. A cycle and desire consumption. Okay, so this is very interesting because this is right action. So and it says cycle as a definition. So Pac-Man is constantly eating, moving forward, consuming dots that never really satisfy him. Spiritually, it can be seen as a human condition, chasing desires, always hungry, never fully satiated, caught in a cycle. You did get the card of shadow work, okay? So maybe that's a shadow side that you have to work on. And then the ghost is in your shadows. What did I tell you? I tell you, I saw this girl. She had earrings and it was Pac-Man. It was the coolest thing. The ghost chasing Pac-Man can represent fears, doubts, karmic debts, and follow us through life. They're always there, but can be overcome with awareness, strategy, temper, empowerment. So it's something that you have to work in terms of your shadow side. 355 on the clock, so lots of changes having to do with collaboration. Power palettes as moments of spiritual awakening. When Pac-Man eats a power palette, the tables turn. He gains awareness, strength, and clarity. Spiritually, this can be moments of enlightenment, prayer, meditation, and divine intervention when fear is transformed into courage. So possibly having huge enlightenment and then possibly going a pilgrimage or not, but most definitely having an enlightenment or a download or a leveling up, okay? So that's beautiful. The maze is life's journey. The endless maze represents the path of existence that shows repetitive but every move matters. Spiritually, it symbolizes navigating through life's challenges and illusions with hidden paths, corners, and sometimes dead ends. Pac-Man's shape, the circle with open mouth, The circle often symbolizes wholeness, eternity, and divine, or the divine, with the wedge missing the mouth. It represents the soul in its incomplete state, seeking fulfillment, taking in experiences until it becomes whole again. And you're always whole, so respawning multiple lives. Every time Pac-Man dies, he returns, symbolizing incarnation or the soul's presence beyond physical death. So this is huge symbolism. Okay, so very interesting. So that is your rune, which I really enjoyed, and I enjoyed Chat's interpretation. And so you have that, and then you have the shadow. So that's something that you have to do. I'm going to take the archetypes cards by Caroline Miss, which she wrote this Sacred Contracts right here. Okay, I think that's it. Right here. All right. So I'm just going to take the archetypes, because the shadow card came up. So just reaffirming about that. I usually don't do the shadow card. Maybe I should start doing it in the, I'm going to get this one in the reading. So child magical. All right, so we have here light attributes, seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things, the belief that everything is possible. And your shadow attributes with this is pessimism, depression, and self-belief in miracles, and disbelief in miracles, believing that energy and actions are not required for growth. So most definitely, right, insatiable, being insatiable, right, because they have to be eating whatever Chat said. If you like the way I read, please help me grow my channel. 644, so lots of victory with foundation and stability and earth. And this was cycles and earth, okay? So this is, the rune was Hera, earth, cycles, right action. So it's about taking actions, as well as Chat said that, sometimes we don't take action. So 707, you might have Cancer in your chart, something having to do with transportation or travel. It can also be with like logistics. So you might own like a trailer, like company that does logistics. You might be a foreigner, and then something having to do with like a car or transportation. Okay, so let's see, the High Priestess. So you might have Cancer or Pisces in your chart. All right, or Leo, something unseen, or some sort of like hidden truth that came out that wasn't happy, okay, or that was restricting you in some way, or from a Leo. And this is Two of Cups, so this is about soulmate energy. All right, it can also be relationships, friendships, celebrations, a circle. No, this is 3, sorry. Romantic love, partnership, proposal, and marriage. All right, so most definitely 9 of Swords. I think you're very worried about this commitment with the soulmate. Somehow it doesn't make you happy, or there's been like hidden stuff that came out where you are shown that maybe you're not happy with this person. This is like the 4 of Pentacles, so maybe like they hold back, okay? Maybe they're stingy, so be mindful of that. That's very interesting. I think that there's some red flags that maybe, 9 of Swords, like there's some sort of toxicity, maybe following the light that kills you, okay, with the moths. Huge transformation here. Maybe you have like ghosts, like they're not necessarily ghosts, like ideas or toxicity chasing you, or that you feel that this person is toxic. And if you take on this relationship, it could also be that you're very religious, okay? Not, like there's a difference between religion and spirituality. So there's some religion here, because this is about religion and structure, okay? So Catholic churches, Christianity, that type of deal. All right, this is also maybe the pilgrimage, like I just came back from a pilgrimage, maybe finding the key, to unlocking your soulmate. Okay, let me clarify the 9 of Swords. This is a very symbolic tarot, and it's called Storybook Tarot. I absolutely love it. I had to hunt it down. You might be coarse, like my throat is starting to hurt now. So the Emperor, yeah, so this is a huge commitment that's coming in, all right, by this person. And so there's some sort of hidden truth that came out that had to do with toxicity and you not being okay. Let's see, let's clarify. Emperor and the Hierophant. Maybe your soulmate you see like this. Like you feel like if there's an ending of a cycle and you're communicating this, or there might be some sort of like travel involved or downloads that are coming. All right, but there is some sort of toxicity or unhappiness or something that was exposed, but you're going to find balance in these two. So in this soulmate, you're going to find balance. So maybe you've been in a bad relationship, okay, or this person's been, and so this person's going to be very different from what you were used to in the past. I think there's no toxicity here, and there's going to be a release of like holding back or indecision of some sort. Let's see what this says. Yeah, I think there was some manipulation, but I think that you have everything that it takes to move forward. And I think this person also, he's the magician, so this is alchemizing whatever it is that you want. Yeah, I think it was fated and destined, or there was some sort of destiny. So you have very opposing like energies, okay? You have somebody that's very toxic, that, you know, isn't happy. You know, some things that were exposed, maybe some sort of manipulation and toxicity. And then you have this whole other world where there's commitment, you know, there's faith, there's religion, there's marriage, okay? There's like communication. This is fated and destined, but it's very balanced with this soulmate energy, okay? Because this is the Two of Cups. Let's take a final one. Let me know in the comments below. This is all very confusing to me. 12:22 on the clock and 12:12. So lots of alignment coming in. Yeah, the Chariot moving forward, most definitely. As I mentioned before, you have Cancer with you, and there's going to be justice. So coming to huge balance, all right? After like not being stable and not having money. And this person is the Emperor and the Hierophant. So this can be you, or this can be this person that's coming in that maybe you have correspondence with, or they have to go see you and they're from a distance. They might come from like a different country, or have to like across like you know, it can be like cross-continental or like cross like countries to get to you. And I think that that's who you have and communicate with, all right? This person lives at a distance. You guys live separate. So let me know in the comments below. It was very confusing to me, but I think you have two separate energies, and I think you found your like your Emperor. Okay, and I think this this toxic person over here that was withdrawing, it had to do with like somebody that worked with you or whatever. It was fated. They were very manipulative, and they were very, very toxic, and you knew that, and that was exposed. So let me know in the comments below, and please like, share, and subscribe so we can get to the next milestone. Thank you so much for supporting me. Living like 13:33 on the clock. That's huge. So look up that angel number. Bye.